I dated his sister. And
Lyerly? Hello and welcome to our second game of our three-game series here at the IAC MAC Challenge, where Murray and Episcopal will square off in this matchup, a rematch of an earlier game this season. Hello everybody, Yosef Nasser here alongside my broadcast partner Nick Yor. And Nick, Murray comes in 10-1, but the one loss that they had was to this Episcopal team, a blowout. What does Murray have to do in order to get the win in this one?
yeah, like you said, they got blown out in that game versus Episcopal last time. They really have to get the ball to their main man, E.J. Jarvis, the Yale commit, averaging 24 points per game so far this season. He is really their go-to guy. They don't have another guy in double figures, averaging double figures on this team, so they is where they get a lot of their scoring from. And then they just really have to use their length and their depth to limit that as Episcopal threes. They scored 81 points in the last meeting, a lot of threes. Use that depth and that length. They have 6 guys over 6'3" on this team. Very surprising for a high school team. And then you just got to get timely scoring from others like Alex Williams, Tio Rice when they do double Jarvis.
Now, the brothers Johnson had big games against this Murray team. Darius Johnson, the sophomore, and Xavier Johnson, the senior, going to George Mason. What does Episcopal have to do in order to win, repeat the result that they had in the last matchup?
Well, they got to do what they did in the last one, which was they really – I don't know if you can contain E.J. Jarvis, but they slowed him down, and he didn't have as big a game as he could have and what he's going to need to have tonight. I mean, they're going to have to work defensively as well because you have to make other people beat you besides Jarvis, and that's what they want to do. And then they want to play up-tempo, get out in transition, and make some of those threes. I mean, they are a huge three-point shooting team. That is arguably their best strength of this team. 17 threes in a game versus Flint Hill earlier this season, so they can really shoot it.
Take a look at the Murray starters. You mentioned E.J. Jarvis, 24 points a game for him. Alex Williams, a sharpshooter from the perimeter. Teo Rice, a sound decision maker. Quincy Allen and Rafi Ayers round up the starting 5 for Murray. Let's take a look at the Episcopal starting 5. We've got Xavier Johnson, the brothers Johnson, Xavier and Darius, Jack Fitzpatrick, nephew of head coach Jim Fitzpatrick, Taimu Chenery, and Asa Shannon. 2 forwards are going to have to try and contain Jarvis down low.
Yeah, it's a good mix of lineup for both teams. Both have good quality guards that will be going up against each other all night with Rice and Williams, and then with the Johnson brothers as well. So it should be good, intriguing guard matchups as well, besides what's going down low.
Murray in the green, Episcopal, white with the maroon trim, about to tip off. Jarvis wins the tip, and Episcopal will set up offensively. Rice throws this one away. He was looking for his man, Alex Williams.
Yep, rare there. Both those two, Rice and Williams, have very good chemistry. High school teammates and AAU teammates as well, so they are very good at 1 and 2 together.
Darius Johnson setting up his man Shannon, but Shannon threw it away. He was looking for Fitzpatrick in the corner.
You can already see Episcopal's offense starting to flow. It's a drive and it's immediate kick to the corner. They love to get threes and drives and kicks, play a lot of NBA style as well.
There's Williams, double-teamed. Rice driving, trying to look for Jarvis down low, but that's intercepted. Xavier Johnson the other way. Johnson attacking the basket, and smooth finish there for Xavier Johnson.
Yeah, that's what he can do. Coast to coast, no one picks him up. I mean, he's just going to do that all night. Excellent in transition, Xavier Johnson.
Johnson missed last game against Sidwell Friends. Questionable for this one, but able to show up. Fitzpatrick plucks the ball away. He's going to drive, find Johnson. Johnson pulls back, will set up the offense. No look pass to Chenery down low, and that's blocked, although they're going to call a foul. Looked like Jarvis had that pinned against the glass, but the foul is called.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it on the other guy. Number 25, Quincy Allen, came in there a little bit is in there as well. Jarvis got a clean block, like you said, but I think he got him. The other guy, Quincy Allen, got him a little bit with the body. So good call there by the official.
Like Allen may have held him up as Jarvis was going for the block there. Taimu Chenery at the line for Episcopal, 60% free throw shooter on the season. Misses the first. Chenery is a 17-point per game scorer, leads Episcopal in scoring, and he had his career high 28 points in a loss to Flint Hill earlier in the season.
Yeah, I was there for that game, and it was just an effortless 28 points. He was pulling up threes, hitting mid-range, and then getting all the way to the basket as well. So he really showed out all his offensive game in that one.
This is Allen. Probing. Out to Rice. Ayers up top to Allen. Allen pick and roll. Tries to look for Jarvis. Spinning. Layup no good. They're going to call a jump ball. The possession arrow favors Episcopal.
Episcopal is doing a great job helping on those pick and rolls. We already saw one deflection when they tried to feed Jarvis, and they feed Jarvis on that one, and he doesn't quite know where people are. And he just kind of flips up a twirling shot. That's really good defense, really good help side by Episcopal, especially Jack Fitzpatrick.
Xavier Johnson to his brother Darius. Gets the screen from Xavier. Xavier out to Fitzpatrick, moving the ball around the perimeter. Shannon with the screen. Darius, fadeaway jump shot, no good, but Shannon, offensive rebound. Fitzpatrick driving baseline into Shannon. Shannon, spin move. He's going to get called for a travel.
Yeah, it was almost a great move there by Shannon. Just couldn't quite keep from dragging his feet. He got Jarvis up in the air. Was going to have an and one, but just dragged that back foot and got called for the travel. Good call there by the official.
Shannon listed as 6'6". That's a tough matchup down low against E.J. Jarvis, the Yale commit. This ball is stolen as Rice tried to drive past Darius Johnson, but Darius Johnson, tough defense, able to force the turnover.
Yeah, both Johnson brothers, very good athletes, play extremely good defense as well. They're two-way guards, as you say, in this league, and you don't see that a lot too often nowadays.
Nice pass down low, Shannon to Chenery, and Chenery's able to finish.
Yep, they don't have a true five-man like with E.J. Jarvis and Murray, so Chenery will go inside and out to get his points. Great work down low. 6'7", has a great frame for working out down there.
Versatile pair of forwards for Episcopal, Shannon and Chenery, as you mentioned. Jarvis spin move. Shannon looks to be called for the foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call there on Shannon. Looked like he played it pretty well, knew the spin was coming, beat him to the spot. I would have liked to see him kind of take that charge there because it looked like he had beat Jarvis to the spot, knew the spin was coming, and then just got caught with a reach in on the shot.
Jarvis at the free throw line, the lefty, makes the first. So we mentioned the senior forward going to Yale, just over 24 points a game on the season, and knocks down a pair. Episcopal the other way. Motion offense, Fitzpatrick. What's up with the ball? Back in the hands of Johnson. Johnson gets the screen. Xavier driving. Able to take the body contact and will his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a great drive there by the Episcopal guard. They had nothing really going on offense. Just kind of swinging it back and forth. And then as soon as he saw a seam, he attacked it, hit it hard, and drove another foul and a Murray big guy. So watch out for that down the stretch, see if they get in some foul trouble.
Just saw the head coach for Episcopal, Jim Fitzpatrick, in his 14th season. In charge of the Maroon. Johnson, a rare miss at the free throw line, 88% from the line on the season. Knocks down the second. Episcopal leads early 5-2. Alex Williams, double teamed, able to get it out to Ayers. Allen ends up with the ball, pulls up from mid-range and knocks down the shot.
He's a really good-looking sophomore. 6'6", plays the three for them, can do a little bit of everything. Drive, get to the rim, and pull up like you saw there. Great shot.
Chenery at the foul line, fadeaway jumper, no good. Ayers with the rebound. Rice the other way to Williams, the sharpshooter, doesn't hit that time. Chenery with the rebound. Xavier Johnson, crossover dribble, tried to no-look pass to Fitzpatrick. No look from Chenery, who finds Shannon.
Yep, like we said, they are getting and looking to get their points in transition. That's another basket there, and Coach Rizzo from Murray is not happy about that, yelling at his guys to get back on defense. Those are easy points they're giving up.
One of the keys for Episcopal is to play up tempo, get out in transition, able to do that early on. Here's Rice. Making moves on the perimeter, entry pass to Jarvis from Williams, and Jarvis finishes inside.
Yeah, that's not the guy to leave open for Episcopal. E.J. Jarvis usually has two guys on him, none that one. Good find there for Murray.
Step back shot for Xavier Johnson, no good. Jarvis with the rebound. Rice up ahead to Williams. Williams throws it nowhere. Looked like Williams committed to a move there, and at the last second tried to find his man Rice. Turnover.
Yeah, two uncanny turnovers from this backcourt combo with Rice and Williams. They usually play very well together. Williams more the shooter and Rice more the driver. That's why they feed off each other so well. They just can't quite find their groove right now.
Just saw Chuck Drizel, son of Lefty Drizel, and the green polo head coach of Murray, has been in that position since 2015. Chenery. Late whistle there. Drew air on the three-point attempt, but it looks like he's going to go to the line.
Yeah, it was a late whistle, but I thought it was the right whistle. And when you are officiating, it's best to get it right than if not get it at all. If you get it a little bit late, you have to let him land, and I don't think he quite let Chenery follow through all the way on that three-pointer.
Chenery only 14 three-pointers made on the season. That's per the Washington Post, able to make the first free throw. Chenery knocks down the second. See first substitution, Lewis Hutchinson checks into the game, number 13 for Murray.
Yeah, Chenery will definitely be playing college basketball somewhere. He's going to make a college coach very happy. Just a junior, so not quite drawing too much of big interest. But we see a guy 6'7" with this kind of stroke. He's going to get some calls eventually.
An athletic wing, Chenery is. The only commit for Episcopal at the moment is Xavier Johnson, but certainly some talented players who will play at the next level. Jarvis tried the layup, missed that shot. Episcopal the other way, Darius Johnson. Tried to enter the ball into Tristan Bounds, the junior. Bounds 6'8", also a football player. Hasn't seen much time this season, but he's a big body they're going to try to use to contest Jarvis down low.
Yeah, I believe that was a point of emphasis Coach Fitzpatrick was looking for, to try to get him some more playing time. He's one of the true five men. They don't really have one of those guys, so he kind of provides that role for them when they need it.
Shot blocked by Williams. Johnson was looking to attack the basket. And Bryce Steele, first action, sometimes injured, suffered an injury, an ankle injury playing football, but he's back into the lineup. Happy to see that for Episcopal and Coach Fitzpatrick.
Cheap foul there by Darius Johnson, about 90 feet away from the basket. Really don't want him picking up one of those. The two Johnson brothers, they don't come out very often at the guard position for Episcopal.
Mentioned Darius Johnson, the sophomore, younger brother of Xavier, scored a career-high 34 points in the 81-52 win over Murray on December 7th. Rice setting up shop up top, pull up from the mid-range and hits.
Yeah, Rice not known as a shooter, but in the mid-range is where he's best. Very capable, only taken 2 3-pointers so far this season, so he's looking to operate in the mid-range like there.
Rice guarding Darius Johnson. Hesitation move by Johnson, but nice block from Jarvis. Johnson gets his own rebound, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's tough on the big man Jarvis. He went up to try and block the shot. It wasn't his man who came in and got the rebound. You got to box out better from your guard positions. It's the second time the Johnson brothers for Episcopal have got in there and got offensive rebounds. They're very athletic, aggressive players, so they will go down there a lot.
Mentioned how Xavier Johnson going to George Mason. Darius recently picked up an offer from George Mason. Be interesting to see if he decides to commit there, although he's got some time to pick up some more offers.
Yep, Coach Paulson there at George Mason, getting a lot of local talent from around the area. Has Joshua Duro from Paul VI committed to George Mason as well this year.
Joshua Duro, big man from PBI, an impressive player. He's really coming to his own this season. Episcopal leading 11-8 early on. Rice Crossover dribbles and another mid-range shot goes for Rice.
Yep, that is what he wants to do. He's a downhill guard. He wants to attack the rim, whether get all the way there or pull up for the Baby J like he did there. Really good shot from the mid-range.
4-out look for Episcopal. Bounds down low, moving the ball around. Ball in the hands of Fitzpatrick. Bounds the high post, swings it to the corner. Xavier Johnson to Bounds. Bounds finds Steele. Steele pump fakes. And Bounds able to hit the baseline jumper.
And that is a luxury right there. Bounds is more in there just to provide a big body. When he gets the ball, he's not looking to score. He's looking to rebound and play defense, and you get a mid-range jumper from the big man. That is a great play by him.
Entry pass to Jarvis, but foul occurred. Looks like it's going to be on the floor.
To go back to Tristan Bouts, he has 3 field goal shots made all year. So you get one in the first quarter from him. It's definitely a good sign and positive things to come. Hopefully get some more minutes down the stretch here, like Coach Fitzpatrick told us earlier this week.
Rice guarded by Xavier Johnson. Ayers drives to his left. Ball deflected out of bounds off Episcopal.
Yeah, that's not Ralph, I believe, Ayers' game. He's a senior leader for this team. Plays that stretch 4 position with Jarvis very well. He can shoot the ball from the outside. That's mainly his thing. He stretches the floor and spaces it. Lets Jarvis go to work down low one-on-one.
Ayers looked to have thrown away, but the referee says it's off Episcopal. Last second shot fired up by Rice. Drew air on that one. Good defensive sequence for the Maroon. Chenery back in the game to Fitzpatrick. Running motion offensively. Fitzpatrick, first 3 of the night is good.
You could not leave him. He is a knockdown shooter. When I watched him play Flint Hill, he had 3 or 4 threes in that game as well. So you cannot leave him. He loves the corner and loves the top of the key threes.
Jack Fitzpatrick, a knockdown shooter, as we mentioned, nephew of head coach Jim Fitzpatrick. Alex Williams fouled on the play.
I think Alex Williams has to do that a little bit more this year if Moray's going to reach their full potential. He's a knockdown shooter. Everybody knows that, but he really has to try and expand his game and start taking people to the rim, and it'll open up a lot more things offensively for Rice and Jarvis down low.
Alex Williams, a young man, the junior, has garnered interest from Elon, George Mason, and James Madison. 2 Virginia schools in that mix. So Curtis Nixon called for the travel.
Yeah, tough move for the sophomore there. Looked like he almost got away with a nice step through, but got called for the travel. Forward, just a sophomore at 6'5", so a big body. Coach Drizel likes to bring off the bench and give Jarvis a blow.
Ball thrown away. The other way goes Ayers. Looks like he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he lost it trying to go up and gather in transition. It's tough. It's a tough situation for Ayers. It's not where he wants the ball, not where he's most comfortable. He's a spot-up shooter, good rebounder, good leader. Not where you want him to give the ball in transition. You got to know as the guard who you're throwing to.
17 seconds to go in the quarter. Fitzpatrick has the ball, guarded by Ridge Parks. Fitzpatrick gets the screen. Looks like they may have called a moving screen there on John Boyles.
Yeah, John Boyles, as he's going out now for bouts, he's missed some time for injury as well this year. The Maroons have really been hit by the injury bug. Several key players have missed time in games this year.
See some of the Maroon faithful behind, the Moray faithful behind the bench. Here's Parks. 3 seconds to go, pulls up from 3. That's short. Looks like number 13, Hutchinson, he's saying that he got the shot to go before the buzzer. Referees conversing, and they say no good. That's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
Episcopal leads 16-10. We'll be right back after these messages.
Good evening, lacrosse fans, and welcome to Westfield High School.
We have a great game in store for you today. The first time in the history of the Capital Classic that girls high school basketball players, the finest in the country, will be taking the court.
If we take a look at the shot here, you see the shot clock ticking down, or game clock rather, and Hutchinson looked like he did not get it off. See, the refs made the right call as the light is on. No good. And as we start the second quarter, Episcopal leads 16-10.
Yeah, it looked like the right call on the floor. Glad they got it right. Tough break for the freshman there, Hutchinson, as he was there for a nice putback.
Parks' floater, no good. Cleared by Darius Johnson. Up ahead to Xavier. Swings it around. Chenery with the corner three, no good. Parks dribbles up ahead. No look pass, Alex Williams. Back up to Parks, back to Williams. See Chenery fronting the post there. Jarvis down low. Parks back to Williams. Parks for three, no good. Jarvis with the rebound. Jarvis, nifty finish.
Yep, and Episcopal was trying to play zone there because they know they don't have someone who can guard Jarvis in right now one-on-one, so they went to a 2-3, tried to switch it up a lot.
Three-point shot, no good from the corner. That's Darius Johnson. Quincy Allen back in the game.
Yep, Episcopal sticking in the 2-3 zone.
And the ball around the perimeter. And Hutchinson knocks down the three-point shot.
Yeah, for the freshman, doesn't get a lot of playing time. Only 7 field goals made this year, but 4 of them have been three-pointers. So he is a capable shooter out there, and that's what he likes to take.
5 straight points from Array to start the quarter. Xavier driving to the rim, gets fouled. First quarter, I was impressed with the way that Episcopal was able to dictate tempo, but seems like Murray can utilize Jarvis and the attention that he garners to generate some offense.
Yeah, and that's the key for Murray. Where is this other offense going to come? You get a nice boost there from Hutchinson, but you need your other guys, Rice and Williams, really step up.
Lefty stroke from Shannon, who hits the three.
Yeah, Aces Shannon 1 for 10 on threes this year, according to MaxPreps.com. So only his second one on the year, and that looked pretty good stroke for the big man.
Confident stroke indeed. Alex Williams had the ball poked away by Fitzpatrick, but it will stay Murray ball. See Teo Rice checking in for Alex Williams. Ridge Parks gets the screen from Jarvis. Back to Parks, swings it to Allen. Allen, three-point attempt rims out. Darius Johnson the other way. Johnson steps into a smooth mid-range jumper.
Yep, and it's not the full-on fast break, but it's a secondary break. When they don't get it in transition, they still try to get down there and get a nice bucket before the defense gets set and before a great center and shot blocker like Jarvis gets down there as well.
Episcopal capitalizing on those semi-transition opportunities. Johnson able to do so there. Step-back jumper from Jarvis, no good. Xavier with the rebound. Xavier Johnson is going to pull it back. Darius will pull up from three. Darius Johnson missed. Jarvis clears. Ahead to Rice. Teo Rice driving to the basket. Lefty finish and one.
That is Teo Rice's game right there. He is an attacker. He attacks the rim. He's a downhill guard. I mean, it's just, he gets 26 made free throws this year. I mean, that is a lot for a guard. It's almost as much as Jarvis has. He's getting fouled a lot. I mean, he just attacks the rim at will, and you see the finishing ability with either hand there.
Have to like the symmetry there. We talk about Episcopal making plays in semi-transition. Rice able to do the same thing. Jarvis corrals the offensive rebound, Jarvis having some words with some members of the Episcopal team.
Yeah, he's getting a little frustrated here. Forced his last shot. Hasn't really gotten the ball in a good position, and they're hacking him a lot down there. Obviously can't call everything, but when you're a big guy at this kind of size advantage, you're going to have people hanging on you all game.
Hutchinson has the ball up top, gets it over to Rice, guarded by Darius Johnson. Entry pass to Jarvis, and Jarvis, little hook falls short.
Yeah, he usually makes that a lot of the time. You can tell the frustration kind of got to him on that one.
Ball swings around, Asa Shannon goes, and that's blocked by Jarvis.
Oh, what a play. You think because Shannon made the three last time, he's going to pump fake and drive, but Jarvis gets back and erases it.
Hutchinson for three.
What a momentum play on both ends for Murray. Just gets the crowd, gets the whole bench into it. A huge block by Jarvis and three from the freshman, second one of the game. That's the type of scoring they need from secondary players.
Lewis Hutchinson's made a big impact on this game. Step back three for Chenery, no good. Rebound by Rice. Rice to Parks. Up top to Jarvis. Jarvis directing traffic. Rice will pull up. Shot rims out. Darius Johnson clears. Darius crossover dribble behind the back. Unable to get the finish, but he gets his own rebound, and that's blocked by Hutchinson. Shannon steals from Hutchinson, and Shannon! Competitive spirit on both sides.
Yeah,
Nick.
and great effort by Asa Shannon. He got 2 rebounds, gets his own rebound, 2 shots, draws a foul, gets a steal, ripped it away from there to even get the first shot, and just great effort by the Episcopals. They had 4 guys down there fighting for that.
High effort plays on both sides. Shannon ends up with the line. At the line, he's made an impact early. This defense against Jarvis, this hustle on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's going to drive Coach Giselle nuts. I mean, he preaches effort, hustle. It's what he's been all about his entire coaching career. You can see he's having a word with Jarvis now. Didn't quite get all the way back there. They only had a couple guys back fighting for that rebound, so I'm sure he just wants a little bit more effort as a superstar.
Shannon misses them both. Ball be deflected off of Xavier Johnson.
No, they actually called a foul on that one on Xavier Johnson. I thought it was a good call. He didn't like it, but, I mean, what player does like calls called on him? But, I mean, he's tough as official because that was clear as day, and he's still arguing about it.
Absolutely right. We see the other way. Allen at the free throw line. Allen hits the first.
You see the potential in Quincy Allen. You see the stroke. It's very pure, right up and down. I mean, he's already hit a 3 in a mid-range jumper already this game. He can do a lot of different things. I really think he needs to step up his game defensively, obviously get a bit more muscle, just a sophomore, and he'll really start to light up the MAC, next couple of years.
6'6" sophomore misses the second. Fitzpatrick with the rebound. Fitzpatrick, crossover dribble. Almost hits our production team over here with that pass.
Yeah, Bryce Steele in the corner there. He's athletic, and we've seen him play. He's very athletic, but he's not getting up to that pass. That is for sure.
Bryce Steele, the football player, missed much of the season early on with an ankle injury. You see the brace on that right ankle, but he's back in the game for Episcopal.
It's a key stretch here from Ray. Where's offense going to come from with Jarvis out of the game?
Quincy Allen, tough jumper, rebounded by Steele. Ball in the hands of Johnson. Johnson crossover dribble, hangs in the air, and finishes.
Yeah, nice crossover by that young man right there. Shows why he's going to George Mason. Going to play in the A-10. Just seems like a great George Mason, a great Greg Paulson guard. Just going to fit in great there in Fairfax.
Love the patience there by Johnson.
Yep.
Probing as you see. Shot attempt down low. That was Nixon. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah, credit to the sophomore there, sticking with it. Didn't panic after he blew the first one. Got his own rebound, gathered himself, and then made a nice finish. They're going to need that from him when he spells Jarvis here with key minutes.
Episcopal swinging the ball around. Xavier Johnson steps back, so no looks to Darius, and Darius will get fouled. Hutchinson frustrated with the call.
Yeah, it was great chemistry from those two. You could tell. I mean, the brothers for a reason just came down, a nice little no-look pass to his cutting brother. Great presence there by Darius as well. Not to stand when your guy's stuck there with the ball, cut, and then gave him an open lane.
I think they've made that pass over 1,000 times in their lives growing up together playing the game of basketball.
Yep, the Oviedo, Florida natives came a long way to play for this prestigious boarding school, Episcopal, in Alexandria, Virginia.
And an interesting note about this being a boarding school, it presents challenges. Coach Fitzpatrick was telling us that it's kind of a segmented schedule the way it's structured. These players start the season with 8 games. They have their exams, then they go home. They played Sidwell Friends December 20th. Their January 3rd practice 2 days ago. It's the first time the team has been together since that game against Sidwell Friends, so it creates some challenges, but they're impressed early on.
Yeah, it's extremely rare for a high school situation, but when he had it mapped it out for us, we're just like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's really tough for these guys to really build chemistry over the break, and he was kind of worried how they were going to show up today, but so far, so good. They're playing hard versus one of the best teams in the area.
Tried to throw the alley-oop pass to Jarvis. Jarvis, a little too aggressive, loses the ball. Chenery back to Darius Johnson. Johnson behind the back to Xavier. Xavier will pull up. Nowhere close. Jarvis corrals the rebound. Closing in on 2 minutes here in the first half. Alex Williams back in the game to Jarvis. Raffi Ayers. Rice. No good, but how about Allen there on the finish?
Yeah, it's showing a little bit else what he can do. He hits jumpers, he gets inside, gets a great putback there. Use that 6'6" frame well. Very athletic as well.
Able to tip it in with one hand. Murray leads 24-23. Xavier, no look, into bounds. Bounds. That rolls off the top of the rim. Good contest there by Jarvis.
Yeah, and a great feed there by Johnson. Oof, what a pass.
Speaking of passing, Rice tried to thread the needle to Williams, lost it, Bounds corralled it. And here's Darius Johnson slicing through the lane.
Just miscommunication there from Murray. Going to drive Coach Drizel crazy. Alex Williams trying to pick up the guard in transition, runs into his own guy, leaving the wide open layup for the Maroons.
Back and forth contest here in the first half. So Murray moves the ball around the perimeter. Here's a three-point shot, and Allen hits the three.
Great play there by the young man. Coach Drizel's told us he's been waiting for Quincy Allen to have a big coming out party and really show all he can do. Maybe it's tonight. He's off to a great start.
Darius Johnson leans into the defender, unable to finish. Murray the other way. Here's Rice. Hesitation move. Looks like a foul will be called on Jack Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he got him for using the body, kind of hoarding him off with that off arm as he had the other one up in the air. Didn't agree with the call, but it's going to get called a lot in these days, especially in college basketball. A lot of ticky-tack stuff.
Teo Rice at the free throw line. Knocks down the first. Rice, the 6'2" junior for Murray. We talked to Coach Fitzpatrick about this Murray team. He said that the two guards, Rice and Williams, are underrated. He's particularly impressed with the way that Rice controls the ball, controls the basketball game at that point guard position, able to knock down 2 free throws.
Yeah, we see Jarvis come out there having an adamant discussion with Coach Drizel about something. So look when he gets back in, they might try to give him the ball in a specific situation he's calling for.
3-point shot by the freshman. That's John Laughlin. Murray can hold for the last shot of the half. Ball in the hands of Rice, guarded by Darius Johnson.
He has experience in situations like this. Hit a game winner versus Cesar Chavez earlier this year.
Clock running down. 5 seconds to go. Rice. And lays it up and in. Teo Rice.
How smooth was that? Just right at the rim, up over the bigger 6'8" Tristan Bounds, right at the buzzer, and a great way to end the half for Murray, and their fans are letting them know about it.
Nice run by Murray to close the half as the Frogs lead Episcopal 31-25. We'll be right back here on DMVSTREAM.com. It's the ISC MAC Challenge.
Good evening, lacrosse fans, and welcome to Westfield High School.
We have a great game in store for you today. The first time in the history of the Capital Classic that girls high school basketball players, the finest in the country, will be taking the court.
Welcome to Tierney Field at Sparks, Maryland. USA Fall Classic tonight. Perfect night for lacrosse. For the U.S. national team taking on the defending national champion Maryland Terrapins. Scott Jackson and Matt DeSilva here with you, and we're going to hear from Alex Littlehales, our sideline reporter here in a while. But Matt, so much talent on Team USA. Matt, you think you have this play stopped?
And that's probably the best the U.S. offense has looked so far. Slick move by Walters, brings off the pipe, and check out the redirect by Schreiber off that rebound. I mean, that ball was not in Schreiber's second for but half a second. Moves it right to Pinnell. Pinnell sticks it. Bing, bang, boom, tic-tac-toe. 5-1.
Really pretty.
DMVSTREAM.COM, the Mid-Atlantic's leader in sports video, broadcasting, and live streaming. Contact us today to learn more about our services and streaming packages. Visit us on the web at DMVSTREAM.COM. That's DMVSTREAM.COM. At DMVSTREAM.com, we're working hard in our HD production studio to continue to bring our viewers a continuous flow of new and fresh content. Our studio material includes shows, analysis, recaps, previews, highlights, interviews, and commentary, all about your favorite DMV sports, including high school, colleges, and pro teams. Commercial space and inventory is available for sponsorship and businesses. Learn more about how to join our network of partners at DMVStream.com. That's DMVStream.com. DMVStream.com is the Mid-Atlantic's leader in sports video, broadcasting, and live streaming. Utilizing state-of-the-art production tools, DMVStream.com provides an unparalleled viewing experience from events like amateur, high school, AAU, youth, colleges, and professional sporting events. Using multiple camera angles, live scoring, graphics, and a complete broadcast crew, all working together to showcase the DMV's finest. Contact us today to learn more about our services and streaming packages. Visit us on the web at DMVStream.com. DMVStream.com, the Mid-Atlantic's leader in sports video, broadcasting, and live streaming. Contact us today to learn more about our services and streaming packages. Visit us on the web at DMVStream.com. That's DMVStream.com.
At the half, Murray leads Episcopal 31-25 in our second game of three here at the IAC MAC Challenge. Yosef Nasser here alongside Nick Yor. And Nick, we spent much of the pregame talking about E.J. Jarvis. Only 6 points for him, but it's been the other contributing players who've really stepped up in lieu of Jarvis.
Yeah, Quincy Allen's had a big game, getting to the rim, getting offensive putbacks, hit a three and a mid-range jumper. Teo Rice has been doing his thing, getting to the rim at will, and then hit a couple mid-range jumpers to really supplant his footing in this game, really picking up for E.J. Jarvis. As you see, 24 points a game, so they have to get some points from other areas. And then the surprise of the half, freshman Lewis Hutchinson has had a great first half, hit 2 big threes when they needed him, provided a great defense, got a block shot on one end. So they're hanging in there, and they're picking it up the pace where hopefully Jarvis could go in the second half.
On the other end for Episcopal, what stood out as we actually take a look at what happened the last 2 times these teams met earlier in the season, December 7th, 2018. Episcopal dominated in this contest. You see the brothers Johnson, 34 and 18, Darius and Xavier respectively. Taimu Chenery also chipped in with 18. And the only 2 players who really did the scoring for Murray, E.J. Jarvis with 25, Alex Williams with 16. There wasn't another player on that Murray roster who had more points than 3.
Wow. So, I mean, that just shows you what the difference is tonight. They're getting big buckets from Quincy Allen, from Teo Rice, and now from Hutchinson. So you just show what they can do once they get the ball in different people's hands.
Talk about Murray, and you talk about a son of a legend, their head coach, Chuck Drizel, coached under his father. He also played under him. Served 9 years as an associate head coach at your alma mater, James Madison. Played at Maryland for his father. Also coached at Marymount up in Alexandria and the Citadel before becoming the head coach of Murray. So you see the family there, and certainly basketball is in his blood.
Yeah, and basketball is in his blood, and this area is in his blood too. He's been around Maryland, around the DMV for a long time. Coached at Marymount, held summer camps for youth kids that I and a lot of my friends went to every single year, was really involved in the community while at Marymount, and he's done the same thing wherever he's gone, whether it's JMU, Maryland, and now he's back home in the DMV at Murray and doing a great job here. And you certainly can't speak enough about Lefty, just one of the greatest coaches of all times.
On the other sideline, talk about Coach Jim Fitzpatrick. Talked about his 14th season as the Episcopal head coach. Actually played basketball at Wake Forest and played alongside NBA players Josh Howard, Darius Sangaila, both who had a cup of coffee with the Washington Wizards. And it was interesting when we talked to him, he said that he still keeps in touch with those guys. Keep in mind, he transferred from Campbell Camels. He played 2 years there, sat out a year, and then played another 2 years at Wake Forest. Didn't get as much playing time as you might have hoped, but still being able to keep in touch with players from that Wake Forest program.
Yeah, and they were in the NIT runner-up that year, so they had a great year for Wake Forest. And it's just he seems like one of those nice guys, one of those great guys in the industry that just does right and does it the right way, and that's why he's been at Episcopal for so long. I mean, just playing with that type of talent, and you can tell. Also, was an All-Met player at Flint Hill in his time in high school, so he knows this area well. He knows this conference very well, so he knows this area and he knows what he's doing.
Won a Visa and MAC state championship his senior year, in addition to being an All-Met player. And I joked with him during the call that he missed Tim Duncan by a year. Duncan, of course, playing 4 years at Wake Forest, sandwiched in between Duncan and Chris Paul, but still played with some talented players at Wake Forest. A great college experience for him.
Yeah, Wake Forest has really been. You can tell they have a couple football players from Murray as well that have gone down to Wake Forest, and they're recruiting the area very well, and it's just a great school for both these guys to go. You see Teo Rice with that very nice finish at the end of the half, just right over the shot blocker. That's exactly how you're taught to do as a young guard.
Teo Rice, a key contributor, 10 points in the first half, doing it in all sorts of ways as you see that finish just before the half. He's a big factor in why this Murray team has been able to perform the way that they've performed.
Yeah, then you take a look at Alex Williams there. Murray's really going to need him to get going. Arguably the second most important player on this team. Averages 9.5 points per game, has 26 made threes. He's the team's best shooter. They're going to stay in this game with a hot – if Spitzville gets hot and starts shooting, Williams will have to start making some shots as well because he is Murray's best three-point shooter. Struggled in the first half, but Teo Rice picked him up. Hopefully he gets going in the second half.
Talk about – you see the production there for Alex Williams, the junior. Coach Fitzpatrick, he told us that another underrated guard for Murray. If he gets hot, just forget about it. He's a guy who can shoot the lights out. Episcopal's done a nice job corralling him. What do you think they need to get going? Solid first quarter for them. Things slipped away in that second quarter, but they're still very much alive in this game.
I think you have to get more drives and more work in transition from the Johnson brothers. They've been doing a great job in that, and you have to get that because their threes aren't falling at their normal rate for Episcopal. They've gone kind of cold. You always hear the term live and die by the three. They're kind of dying by it right now. Fitzpatrick has missed a couple. Chenery can't buy a jumper right now. He's arguably their best player, their leading scorer, and it's going to be tough. So you really need to get that production from the Johnson brothers as they work their way in transition into the rim.
Chenery with 4, Xavier Johnson with 5, Darius with 6. We start the second half. Chenery with the ball. Shannon, beautiful pass down low to Darius Johnson.
Yep, and that's what that does. When they overextend, they try to get on those threes. You backdoor them every time. Great play and a great pass from the big man. Left hand bounce pass. Don't see that very often.
Alex Williams. To Allen. Raffi Ayers swings this to Williams. No look to Rice. Jarvis will set the screen. Rice goes away from it, and that's blocked. Asa Shannon.
Asa Shannon doing his job as the rim protector, as the quote-unquote 5-man for this Episcopal lineup right now. Doing an unbelievable job guarding Jarvis and then getting over at help side.
Williams inbounds to Jarvis. Fadeaway 3 is good. E.J. Jarvis.
I believe that's E.J. Jarvis's first three-pointer on the year, and what a time to get it. Yes, has not even attempted a 3 this year. Knocks it down. Pretty lefty stroke there from the corner.
Shot clock running down, but Jarvis unfazed as he gets the rebound here off the Chenery miss. Murray the other way. Rice weaving through traffic. He's going to take it to the basket and finish.
And that 3 by Jarvis, it's going to be a huge momentum switch for Murray. Just gets him going, and great body control by Rice here. As you see, he cuts off his defender before getting in for the layup.
A block by Jarvis. Jarvis doing it all here early in the third. Xavier Johnson steals it from Rice. Xavier takes it into the body of Jarvis, but Jarvis stands tall.
Great no call by the officials. Guy went straight up.
Alex Williams finishes over Johnson. Episcopal's going to take a timeout here.
E.J. Jarvis, officially, we were asking about him in the first half, officially just put his footprint on this game. The huge corner 3 to bail him out with 2 seconds left. Blocks a couple shots, affects another one on the other end, just going straight up, and Johnson throws it off the backboard. And just great play by the big man. You finally see him get going. You see the effort, you see the talent, and that's why he's going to Yale.
7-2 run by Murray early in this third quarter, and Jarvis, you mentioned it. On that three-point shot, the clock was running down. He was motioning to Williams to throw the lob. Then he bounces out for the three-point shot, and here you see the defense. The block right there, Darius Johnson driving to the basket, but E.J. Jarvis staying steady down low.
Yeah, and it's just great technique from the big man. You see the great shot blockers. People they always tell you, attack the shot blocker, attack him. I wouldn't attack this guy. He went straight up there, got out of the way, and then still blocked the shot. Just great body control and great reflexes from the young man, E.J. Jarvis.
You noted another instance as we take a look at some of the athletic alumni, some standouts there. Luca Garza, of course, played at Murray, MVP of the Capital Classic, a game that we actually broadcasted here, DMVSTREAM.COM, 2 years ago. Sean Davis, the safety, went to the University of Maryland, now with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you see some other players, Kobe Davis, Wake Forest, Elijah Bones, Christopher Newport. So Murray certainly producing a lot of talent on the athletic sphere.
Yeah, Luca Garza in 2017 arguably was the best player in this whole area, and that shows, and he went to Murray, so that shows the type of talent they're getting in year out.
Currently producing at a high level at Iowa. Chenery tried to enter it down low to Johnson. Johnson, wild pass deflected by Ayers. Bounce pass to Ayers from Rice, but that's stolen Xavier Johnson.
Yeah, just not a good spot for Ayers to get the ball. A little in between transition. He's just much more of a spot-up shooter and does the dirty work for their team.
Johnson to Shannon, forced a three-point shot. Didn't make it. Rice the other way. Rice looking to slow it down, run some offense.
Just get a good look at the Potomac School squad walking by us. They'll be on our last game tonight right after this one.
Potomac School Bolus following this matchup, the 3 games that we're going to do at the ISC MAC Challenge. Of course, there are 6 games in total. We've got the 3 in the main gym, the other 3 going on in the auxiliary gym.
Yeah, and just great games all the way down. Just shows how deep and how good both of these conferences are. We don't even see Flint Hill or Quadas Wahab, Landon, who's off to an 11-0 start. They're in the Aux gym. So that just shows the great talent that we have at this tournament.
close game, the game that preceded this one initially, but St. Andrews able to pull away in the second half. Murray doing very similar things here early in the third. Williams for three, no good, bounces into the arms of Allen.
Yeah, it was a set play for Williams, though. Good play for them to give him a three.
Rafi Ayers is going to get fouled. The corner three attempt, Xavier Johnson just walked by us with a look of disgust on his face. He didn't think that he fouled him.
Yeah, not what you want to do, especially when Ayers hasn't really hit a shot or had anything going really today. You really want to make him prove that, make him hit one before this. This could get him going. 3 easy free throws, see the ball go through for a talented shooter.
Ayers short on the first of three. Ayers hits the second. One of the senior leaders on this team, the 6'5" forward.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything for him. Alex Williams talked to us a little bit about what he's done for them just as a senior, really bringing this team together. It really shows what the two of them, him and Jarvis, have been able to create in their 4 years here together.
1 for 3 from the line is Ayers. Nice hesitation move. Feed! Shannon!
Wow. I don't know how he's calling a push when they met at the rim. How can he call a push in the back when Jarvis met him at the rim?
Unbelievable. You've highlighted Jarvis's ability to use that verticality. As you mentioned, met at the rim there. Yeah. Jarvis called for the foul.
I don't not like that call. You got to let him play, and kudos to Shannon as well. I mean, you take it hard like that, you deserve some free throws. But wow, two athletes meet at the rim like that. That was impressive. And then the crossover earlier by Johnson. Oh man,
threading the needle on the pass to Shannon there. Shannon hits the first free throw. Misses the second. Rebounded by Alex Williams. Williams to Allen. Post up for Jarvis. Jarvis spins to the basket. Nice finish.
Yeah, that wasn't fair. Poor John Boyles. John Boyles got stuck down there. The junior from Traverse City, Michigan, only 6'3". No chance on Johnson there.
Beautiful three-point stroke by Darius Johnson, answering right back. See the hustle there by Fitzpatrick, flying to try and steal that intercept that pass. Tremendous hustle plays on both ends.
Yeah, that's Darius Johnson's go-to shot. One of his favorite moves is that step-back three. Watch him hit a lot of those against Foothill, and then obviously hit a bunch against Murray last time, scoring his career high of 34 points.
Murray leads by 10, halfway through the third. Jarvis, another post-up touch. Pulled the chair. How about that by Boyle? Boyle gets the rebound, flips it up to Xavier Johnson. Xavier slashing to the rim. How about that rebound by Shannon, but he's blocked. Good job by Murray getting back. Rice to Allen. Allen for three. Knocks it down!
Great transition play and great ball movement by Murray. Hits the open guy. They had Jarvis for a risky lob down here, but they hit the open guy for the transition three. One of the prettiest shots in basketball.
Darius Johnson is going to flip this one out. Ball in the hands of Xavier. Spin move, step back. Xavier Johnson rolls out. Jarvis with the rebound. Rice the other way. Going to pull it back, run some offense.
Yeah, one of their favorite sets here for Coach Rizzo. Get Rice going downhill, and
nice crossover dribble, but the ball rolled over the top of the rim. Here's Xavier Johnson. Nifty move. That's blocked again. E.J. Jarvis.
Yeah, and he affected it too. Made him go to the reverse layup, which is much harder.
Kick out, Alex Williams. Shot is long. Fitzpatrick motion as if there was a wet spot there, trying to corral the rebound.
Looks like there is a little wet spot here.
Interesting that no referees have drawn attention to it. Darius Johnson driving to the rim, loses the ball. Rice the other way. Hesitation move. He's going to get called for the offensive foul. How about Fitzpatrick there?
Yeah, great call by the official. A lot of people were saying, how it can't be a charge? His feet were moving. No, he guessed right, knew which way he was going with the Euro step, slid in front, and took the perfect charge. Oh, what a play there by Fitzpatrick. You can tell he's a not a coach's kid, but nephew of the coach's kid. You can tell, making all the easy and all the hard plays for Episcopal.
Nephew of a coach indeed is Jack Fitzpatrick, nephew of Jim Fitzpatrick. Episcopal has had some nice sequences, but Murray really, as you see here.
They must have heard us.
Joe Teets, the formation director here at Bullis, diligently working to wipe down that wet spot there. A lot of basketball being played on this court. See Joe hard at work. See Chuck Drizel, son of the legendary Hall of Fame coach Lefty Drizel.
One of the great teachers of basketball in this area of all ages.
Lefty, of course, most known for his work at Maryland. Tremendous coach there, over 700 wins at the college level. Wet spot is cleared. Episcopal has it, moving the ball around. Laughlin, three-point attempt is short. Allen with the rebound. Allen, see the ball handling ability for the 6'6" sophomore.
Yep, he just shows how much he can do, how much potential he has. Really excited about for him at this Murray program.
Allen forced a jumper there on the baseline. Episcopal with the rebound. Laughlin clears. Fitzpatrick, hesitation move, kicks to Laughlin, the freshman, short again.
Yep, tough couple shots there from the freshman Laughlin. He's capable of making those threes. He's had 7 so far this season. I watched him hit a couple against Flint Hill as well. He's capable, just a freshman though, so he's probably a little nervous out there.
Ball in the hands of Williams to Rice. Rice calling for a screen. Rice. Shannon frustrated with that call.
And it just shows what Rice is able to do. Even when you don't really have anything going, he can always put his head down, get to the rim, either draw fouls or get a good shot at the rim, give Jarvis a chance to try and get an offensive rebound.
Really a crafty player. Rice has forced some fouls by the defense on a few sequences there. Just a crafty, heady player.
Yeah, crafty is the perfect way to describe his game. I would agree with that as well.
Rice looking to inbound. Allen for three. Bounces into the hands.
There's good play there out of the inbounds there by Drizel. Got a good three for a good shooter, just didn't knock it down.
Chenery's been quiet. Xavier Johnson. It's waved off. Looks like Williams called for the foul.
Yeah, that's another one of those where both sides are arguing for a call on each other. One wanted to push it, one wanted to block, one wanted to hook. Probably best to leave it as a no call. Looked like a hard drive on there. Good hard defense on both ends. You need to let them go a little bit, let them play here a little bit more.
Inbounds to Bounds. Ball in the hands of Johnson. Darius Johnson spinning into the lane. He's fouled.
And look at the mindset without E.J. Jarvis in the game. Right to the rim, right at the rim. Just completely challenged the 6'5" sophomore forward Curtis Nixon at the rim, and he couldn't do anything with it. Drew the foul. Great play by the sophomore Darius Johnson. And all cue, E.J. Jarvis jogs to the scores table.
To like the mentality, though. No easy buckets there as Nixon with a hard foul. Darius Johnson hits the first of two.
Yeah, that's always going to be Chuck Drizel's mindset. Just preaches defense first, just like his father. Has always been built on that, and all his teams, no matter what level, at the college, high school level, he always does that, and he has good players to do it as well.
Jarvis checks into the game as well as Hutchison. Ball will stay with Episcopal. So it looked like a Murray player may have tipped it out of bounds. Xavier Johnson with the inbounds to Darius. Darius for three, no good. Chenery, offensive rebound. How about the block from Jarvis?
Just being big again, just straight up, said, I'm not picking up a foul. If you score, you have to go over me, and if you do, good for you. He didn't. Effective play there by Jarvis.
Very fundamentally sound defensively. Very impressed with his patience defensively. Not a guy who's jumping, trying to swat shots, instead using positioning to be an impact defender.
Yeah, and that's rare in this day and age.
Jarvis faces up against Bounds. Shot rims out, Bounds with the rebound. Xavier Johnson the other way.
That's still a good look for Jarvis. He's capable of knocking down that mid-range shot every time he gets it.
foul on the floor there. Xavier Johnson able to draw it.
Looked eerily similar to the last foul we got called down here. Again, Johnson putting his head down and really attacking the rim. Good things will happen.
Nice pass from Johnson to Johnson. Xavier to Darius off the inbounds.
That's a big 4-point swing there. What they were going to 14 in this quarter, hopefully make it 10 now.
Beautiful spin move by Jarvis, and it rolls in.
I mean, that's just the versatility by that young man. No offense to Tristan Bounds, but he does not have the foot speed to keep up with that. What a move by E.J. Jarvis, showing off the versatility.
Xavier in attack mode. Jarvis called for the foul. He's arguing that he had his hands up on the play. Looks like Xavier Johnson will go to the line.
Yeah, ref is signaling he lowered those hands to go for the shot. I'm with EJ on this one. I thought he went straight up as well. Seemed like a bailout call for the guard, but that's what happens when you put your head down and go to the rim. You're going to get a bunch of those calls that Episcopal has so far.
Xavier Johnson knocks down the first free throw. See Jarvis heading to the bench. That's something that this Murray team is going to have to monitor. They don't want to get him in foul trouble or have him foul out.
Yeah, it's also good coaching here by Drizel. Gets him out with about 30 seconds left, doesn't let him pick up a cheap foul in the last 30 seconds, and gives him a little bit more of a break because he's going to have the extended rest after the quarter, so he's going to get almost an extra minute here going into the quarter of break.
Jarvis has really come alive on both ends here in the third quarter. 15 seconds remaining. Hutchinson cross court finds Rice. Pesky defense here by Episcopal. Ridge Parks. Three bodies able to kick it out. Rice rims out. Chenery with the rebound. After three, Murray leads Episcopal 46-36. We'll be right back here with the IAC MAC Challenge here on DMVSTREAM.com.
Nice, cut at the 10 there.
Good evening, lacrosse fans, and welcome to Westfield High School.
We have a great game in store for you today. The first time in the history of the Capital Classic that girls high school basketball players, the finest in the country, will be taking the court.
After three, the Murray Frogs lead Episcopal 46-36. And Nick, that third quarter, E.J. Jarvis really came alive.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on both ends, blocking shots, getting out, hitting threes even, going to the basket. Nice spin move in transition. Show me he can handle the ball as well. Just a great play there by E.J. Jarvis. But I thought Episcopal, that last 2 minutes was a key stretch for them. They were flirting around with getting blown out there, around 15, 16 points. If they get up to 20, they probably weren't going to be able to come back. And they cut it to 10 here, and now they have a shot in the fourth quarter.
That said, Murray outscored Episcopal 15-11 in that third quarter. Ridge Parks with the ball, guarded by Xavier Johnson. Parks. Hesitation move, kick to Hutchinson. Rims out. Rebound by Nixon. Kicks it out to Ayers. Here's Rice. Goes opposite the screen. To back to Parks. Trying to trap Parks there. Xavier Johnson disagrees with the call. Foul called on Episcopal.
Yeah, not a good foul there by the Maroons. They had the smaller guard, just a freshman, Ridge Parks, trapped in the corner there, up against his own sideline. It was a good play there, just can't make the foul.
Ridge Parks attempts the floater. Shannon almost loses it, but is able to tip it to Darius Johnson.
Showing off some of the supreme athleticism he has.
Easy call there. Darius Johnson called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, and who took it? The senior leader, Raph Ayers, does a little bit of everything for this team. He'll do anything for this team to do well, just averaging 5.4 points per game, but he starts every game, plays almost every minute, as you see. He's just a quintessential glue guy for this Murray team.
Really a young man who fills in the blanks for this Murray team. Pesky defense by Xavier Johnson on Parks.
Oh, great
Stolen
play
by Xavier. Xavier the other way. And one finish by Xavier Johnson.
And then it was even a better defensive play. Read the cut, switched his man, just jumped it like a free safety in the open field, and then took it the other way for the N1. What a play by that young man.
Quietly, Episcopal able to cut this lead to single digits. Down by 8, chance to cut it to 7. Johnson can make the free throw here. See Allen and Jarvis checking into the game.
We're wondering how long Coach Rizzo is going to keep Jarvis out. About 55 seconds into this fourth quarter, he's ready to get him back in. Smart move there by Coach Rizzo.
Able to get him some rest and avoid him picking up that extra foul. Pressure look by Episcopal. Allen driving into the defense and able to finish over Shannon.
Yep, just great play by the 6'6" forward there. Can put it on the floor at about half court. No problem at all. Just gets down there, smooth, easy finish.
I don't know about you, Nick, but I really admire those 6'6" wings who can put the ball on the floor as Johnson attempts a shot in the lane. It's the versatility of a guy like Allen. We've seen him do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and it's good to see in high school basketball because at U, some of these big guys, they get trapped down low. People don't let them shoot the ball. They don't let them handle the ball. And then you see now they're able to show off their skills. They're able to do what they can do in the open floor and in transition.
Alex Williams called for the travel. It's a call that we see more frequently. Not properly setting up that shot, jumping into action, and rightfully called for the travel.
He'll do that a lot in his jump shots. Likes to get his feet set, like to step into it, and he's done that a couple times. It's the first one that's gotten called, though, I've seen.
Asa Shannon driving past Jarvis, but Jarvis holds steady in the paint.
And affects the shot. How much more arc that shot needed to have to get over the 6'8" Jarvis.
See Shannon trying to jump the passing lane, but Quincy Allen able to hit from mid-range.
Really coming out this game right now, showing all his versatility. I mean, it's just he's really showing why he's been one of the more exciting players on this Murray team this year.
Darius Johnson forces a shot early in the shot clock from the foul line. Murray all of a sudden leading by 11. 5 minutes and change to go in the fourth. High post touch for Jarvis, facing up against Shannon. Spin move, double teamed. He's going to get bailed out by a foul there.
Yeah, it looked like Asa Shannon kind of got his arm hooked in. It could have been Jarvis hooking him as well. But you saw there Jarvis, he had the open lane at the top of the key. And he tried to drive, but we knew Episcopal wasn't going to let him go one-on-one. They immediately collapsed and almost forced a turnover. So that's good team defense there by Chenery and Asa Shannon as they were combining to double Jarvis.
Foul called on Chenery. Looked like that ball could have been thrown into the back court. Tough grab for Quincy Allen, but the foul.
Yeah, tough play for Chenery. I mean, he's just trying to make a hustle play, trying to go for the steal, and he just misses it and ends up hitting Quincy Allen, who came down behind him, making the catch. So hustle play, a foul you can live with if you're Coach Tim Fitzpatrick.
So Quincy Allen will step to the line for the one-on-one. Hits the front end of that. Allen hits the second of two. Xavier Johnson probing. Quincy Allen called for the foul. Talked about Episcopal and how they've got perimeter shooters who can get hot, guys like Johnson, both Johnsons, but the three-point shot really hasn't been falling. That was a priority for Murray to limit those three-point opportunities, and they've done a nice job of that.
And you can tell on the scoreboard, this Episcopal team, they're used to scoring scoring almost 70 points a game, and they're only at 40 right now, and it's because they haven't really gotten a lot of their threes to go, especially Chenery and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is one of those guys that they need to space the floor. He's hit one early on, but just can't seem to get going now, and then Chenery can't buy a bucket either. Johnson brothers are doing the best they can, though, to keep them in it.
Darius Johnson guarding Teo Rice. Rice gets the screen from Jarvis. Entry pass to Jarvis. How about Quincy Allen flying in for the putback?
Yeah, when Jarvis comes down the lane, 3 people are coming to help. So that means open offensive rebounding opportunities, and Quincy Allen heads up play to take advantage of that one.
Chenery, pull up 3. In and out. Ayers with the rebound.
Right, tough break for Taimu Chenery. He is a much better player and shooter than he's doing right now, and then just tough there.
Ball thrown away. Darius Johnson, easy layup off of the turnover from Rice.
Yeah, good move there by Coach Fitzpatrick, pulling out a little bit of surprise press. They haven't done it too much this game, but when you have 2 guards just as quick as the Johnson brothers, why not? You could cross some turnovers in the backcourt.
So down by 11 is Episcopal. They trailed by 6 as we take a look at the championship pedigree of the Maroon. Won 3 IAC championships under Coach Fitzpatrick. 2016, their most recent, also won the Vista State Championship that year. Able to defeat Bullis, a team led by George Mwanda Kalema, currently a sophomore at Brown. That 2015 championship win over Bullis, that was a game in which big-time shot hit by Nick Reed, 22 points in the game winner, and then Keithan Savage in that 2011 game made the go-ahead three-pointer that preserved a 47-43 win over Landon. Of course, Savage had a cup of coffee with the Raptors G League team, Raptors 905.
Yep, excellent player at local George Washington as well before taking his 1-year grad transfer to Butler.
Teo Rice kicks it out to Allen. Ayers, show and go. Another foul. I believe it was Fitzpatrick.
And Fitzpatrick was standing on the outside, and he attacked the rim. I don't know how he could call that one on him. I think he was trying. He might have missed who that one was on exactly.
So Ayers will step to the line for the 1-on-1. Ayers able to hit the free throw, increase the lead to 12 for Murray. Misses the second. Chenery with the rebound. Xavier Johnson looking to attack.
Yeah, Episcopal needs to be in attack mode right here. Downhill and then look to kick out for threes. Hopefully try to get some big ones here to fall and get back in this. Make a run here late.
Shannon driving right at Jarvis, but Murray defense was sound there.
Yeah, another great take, though. Good take. Just can't quite get it to rolling, and you got to think that's the E.J. Jarvis factor. A lot of these layups are probably going down for Episcopal if they don't have to deal with a 6'8" Jarvis coming at them.
Quincy Allen pulls up. Bounces off the rim. Chenery the other way. Chenery to Xavier Johnson. Driving in between 2 defenders. Foul called on the floor.
This is the 3rd time this game that exact foul and play has happened. A Xavier Johnson drive and then Alex Williams trying to cut him off. They bump, and that is the 3rd time they've called the foul there on that one. Probably good call each time, but just tough to, and you keep making those same mistakes and giving them points while the clock stops.
So down by 12, Xavier Johnson will step to the line, misses the first. Like a lane violation?
I believe it was a one-on-one, and no one realized it, so the ball just trickled out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Murray here, and that's obviously what Fitzpatrick is upset about. He wants an explanation. Each coach reserves one. Good officiating there. Both coaches walk away. Neither of them too upset. They both get explained to. Good officiating there. Way to calm the situation down.
Missed opportunity for Episcopal. Down by 12, they got to get some points on the board at some point. Teo Rice, guarded by Darius Johnson. Johnson hounding Rice.
Yeah, great defense from Darius.
Rice able to break through, get it out to Williams. Williams to Ayers.
Got to get the ball out of his hands. Cannot handle it out here.
Shot clock at 8. Ayers is fouled.
Yeah, Episcopal bailed him out on that one. Ayers was struggling up top, getting double teamed. Then we heard that slap. Got hit right in the arm by Asa Shannon, I believe. Tough call there. Tough play there for the Maroons. They almost had a turnover they needed.
Been several instances in this second half where Episcopal has been in good position defensively, and then a last-second foul has given an edge to Murray. Ayers misses the 1-and-1. Xavier Johnson the other way. Kicks it out to Darius. Thinks about a 3, drives. Gets it to Shannon.
Great call by the officiating staff. You seldom see that call, but when you catch the ball as you're dribbling, that is your first dribble. He did that, then he dribbled again. Great call. Picked it up right away, double dribble.
So traveling call there as a timeout is taken. And at this stage, Episcopal impressed early, but Murray really able to impose their will in the second half, spearheaded by the efforts of E.J. Jarvis.
Yeah, I think it was even more so on the defensive end. I mean, they could not get anything going at the rim. They had good looks. Asa Shannon a couple times. Taimu Shennery, a couple layups as well. Just could not get them to go down. And when that doesn't happen, you don't get any of your other offense going. You don't get your threes. You don't get the flow. And no one has to respect that because they just have Jarvis sitting there. Don't have to react to that, and then they don't get out to those threes. They're not hitting them this game. They're not shooting them either. Not even getting them. So it shows why they're scoring so low for Episcopal.
Impressive defensive effort for Murray. Allowed 25 points in the first half, 18 in the second.
And 81 in the previous meeting, that's not going to sit well with Coach Drizel against anybody. So you know he had them fired up for this one and really was preaching their defensive tactics.
Coach Jim Fitzpatrick mentioned of Episcopal that he didn't know what to expect with the long absence from this Episcopal team. Had a nice run early, but Murray's really stiffened up defensively and made plays on the offensive end as well. Yeah, there might have been a key factor in them fading away in the second half. Just doesn't quite have the legs, the conditioning they're used to in the middle of the season. Keep in mind, while boarding school Episcopal kids going home, Murray was at the Governor's Challenge, an event that we covered for NFHS. Allen misses the 3. The other way goes Xavier Johnson. Xavier Johnson driving into the lane, tries to wrap around a pass. Shannon comes up with it. Jack Fitzpatrick for 3. Hits the 3. Jack Fitzpatrick. Just so quick release, all net too. That's what he's capable of. Loves those corner threes. They love the driving kick. They need a couple more of those to get back in this game. 2.5 minutes remain here in the fourth quarter. Murray leading. Darius Johnson steals the ball from Rice and takes it the other way with the lefty finish. A great play there by Darius on defense and offense. What a Euro step for the finish. He should have been hounding these guys all game. He's really having an effect on them, bringing the ball up. The Episcopal picking up Murray full court. Shennery will help on the drive here. He's going to kick it out to Quincy Allen in the corner. Jarvis drives. What a finish by Jarvis. Yep, went right through the help too. Didn't even care that Shennery was there, up and under 2 defenders. Xavier Johnson hits the 3. We are seeing some basketball right here. Nobody. Episcopal down by 6 after the 3 from Johnson. A sequence of activity on both ends. That's a huge swing there by Johnson. A step back, his favorite go-to move. Now they're going to try and do some offense, defense. Bringing in John Broyles. Going to bring him in there for some defense, try to guard Jarvis a little, maybe give him a different look than what they had with Shannon all game, because they really need to stop here. All of a sudden, this is potentially a 2-possession game after trailing by 12 as we take a look at the replay here. The finish by Jarvis facing up Shannon, a little smirk on his face. The help comes from Shennery, but able to contort his body and finish there. So it's amazing. You saw the help guy there waiting for him. That's the scouting report. Coach Fitzpatrick's telling him to be there, and then he's still right through him between 2 guys for the big-time finish. What a play by that young man. Well, they say great offense beats great defense, and that's what Jarvis was able to do there. Ayers attempting to inbound. Gets it to Rice. Rice is checked by Darius Johnson. Trap's going to come here from his brother. At what point does he come, though? Number 2. Said Rice able to go towards the sidelines. Tough defense by Darius. Another able one. To deflect it away. Darius up ahead to Xavier. Xavier Johnson! with the finish.
Oh, and Coach Fitzpatrick is fired up off that bench. Gets him back into the press. Look at the Episcopal bench, too. Just going nuts. Great play defensively by these two brothers.
Episcopal's defense has come alive. 1:20 to go, down by 4.
Yep. Great play by the senior leader, E.J. Jarvis, and you have to get him a touch with this mismatch right here. The help is coming. He has to make the right play.
Jarvis with the mid-range jumper.
Just stone cold. I don't need the help. Just going to shoot right over you. What a play by that man.
Xavier Johnson. No call there. Driving right at Jarvis.
It's a lot of contact. Ref's got to make a call one way or the other.
Jarvis leading by 6. Going to call a jump ball here. And Chenery was able to tie him up.
It's a good play by Chenery. Good call, too. Reached in there and got all ball. Jarvis just trying to kind of get another basket there between his legs. Got a little too fancy, and Chenery was able to tie him up.
So 45 seconds here with a 30-second shot clock. Are you looking for any shot you can get? Or are you trying to get the best shot? Or are you trying to rush it and get a quick 3 here?
Yeah, I'm getting the ball back to 2 or 3 right here.
Jack Fitzpatrick.
Yep.
Chenery.
Yeah. You got to hurry. This is not fast enough for Episcopal.
Darius Johnson taking his time, driving to the basket, and he's fouled. E.J. Jarvis called for the personal.
Yeah, look, it was clean up top from E.J. Jarvis, but these sneaky guards, they know how to draw contact. You see it from James Harden in the NBA. You see it from everybody at every level. He puts his body into Jarvis and gets him with the foul with the body, even though the block was clean up top.
Jarvis having a word with his coach, Chuck Drizel. Thirty-second timeout called by Drizel.
Hopefully he's giving that free throw shooter a little bit more time to think about these free throws as well as setting up a possible play or defense.
So 32 seconds remain. See free throw shots after this timeout. And how about the comeback from Episcopal?
Yeah, I mean, it's been like these last couple of minutes. They were down 10 and they just been hanging around, and then what? They finally get their threes. They get it 1-3 to go from Jack Fitzpatrick in the corner, fires up the whole team, gets them into the press, lets them set it up, and then the Johnson brothers took over defensively, forced 2 steals in a row, got out in transition, and really got some energy into this Episcopal crowd.
Let's take another look here. See, Darius Johnson. See, that body is forward for Jarvis, and I think that's what the referee saw as well.
Yeah, they saw the body contact, which inhibits Johnson from using his full athleticism, getting to the rim. But even though Jarvis was able to block it up top with the body, probably a pretty good call by the officials.
Now, we don't have live stats on hand, but we were sent a screen cap of the first half, and Jarvis had 2 fouls at that point. I believe he just fouled out. I can recall 3 fouls in this second half. If they're without Jarvis, that's a tremendous opportunity here for Episcopal.
Yeah, and you saw the Episcopal bench get so fired up just after a foul call, and I guess that was why when the best player of the other team fouls out of the game.
Darius Johnson hits the first. There you see Jarvis right there. Impressive second half for that young man. Clutch free throws from Darius Johnson.
Yep, clutch from the sophomore. Gives his team a chance and lets them set up the press. That's huge. Off a missed shot, you can't really press as well.
Jack Fitzpatrick frustrated with that call. Called for the foul.
I think he's a little frustrated with himself as well. He's let Rice, he's very quick, turn the corner, get around him. That's not what you're doing if you're trying to press there. You're trying to force it back to the middle, force a turn, force him to turn, spin, trap, and just able to get down the sideline. Not good there.
So Rice will shoot 2 here with 30 seconds to go. Murray leading by 4.
And if you're Murray, this is who you want at the line. You want T.O. Rice at the line. Very good free throw shooter, close to 80% this year.
You may have jinxed him there, Nick, as he misses the front end of the 2.
The announcer's curse. It haunts again.
Still a 2-possession game for Episcopal. So Rice calmly hits the second. Darius Johnson with the ball. Kick to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick swings it to Chenery. Chenery inside to Shannon. What a pass!
And Fitzpatrick and Episcopal are lucky. He got away with the travel on that drive. Just Coach Rizzo and the Merritt staff went nuts. I would agree with them. It was a big-time travel they missed, but way to stick with it for Episcopal. Great drive and look by Chenery to Shannon. That's great work from the big guy. 6'7" driving, kicking a bullet pass to 6'6" Shannon, who finishes quickly. Just great play by those two guys.
Big-to-big passing, and you saw Shannon at the end of it. You just thought he might have warranted a foul there, a foul call on the defense. And with Murray up 2 here, or 3 here rather, Episcopal could really use Murray, free throw shooter, presuming they foul, which they have to miss both. It would have been a good opportunity if Shannon would have had a shot to go to the line. But nonetheless, Episcopal trails 60-57 with 20 seconds to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, Episcopal usually not a pressing team. They don't play too aggressive defensively, but when they've had to today out of necessity, and it's worked very well, especially with the Johnson brothers up top. Something they should look at doing a little bit more often when they do get some depth and their legs back. I know it's tough to press when you're only playing 7 or 8 guys and you just got back from a Christmas holiday, but they've done very well with that. So there is optimism that you could get a steal here. I wouldn't foul as quickly as I did last time, like Fitzpatrick, but you just got to go for the steal really hard here.
So we see Williams, Rice, Ayers,
and the freshman Hutchinson. Wow, must shoot good free throws.
Hutchinson there. Rice will get the ball again, and he's the guy they want at the line, as you mentioned, an 80% free throw shooter.
Yep, and they had another trap there in the corner almost, but he was able to squeak out of it and then get tripped up by the legs. He's just so quick and so crafty, like you said, able to use his body to get around players.
Teo Rice has been so steady in this game, looking to close this one out for Murray here at the line. As he calmly hits the first. Clutch shots from Teo Rice. Timeout called as Jim Fitzpatrick looks to draw something up for the Maroon. So if you're Episcopal, who are you looking to go to here? 18 seconds left. Down by 5. Have to get a quick 3, you have to think.
Yeah, I think you got to go to one of the Johnson brothers right now, or Fitzpatrick if he's open in the corner. It's hard for Fitzpatrick since you don't have a lot of time to get him a shot. He has to get shots created for him, whereas the Johnson brothers can create their own shot. So I think they have to go quick. A quick step-back 3 here from one of the Johnson brothers. That's going to be their best shot. He's made a couple already today. That's probably where I would be looking, try to get some space and then put one up. No E.J. Jarvis as well, so rebounding will be key for Murray. I'm Episcopal. You get that shot up early, maybe get a couple second chances at this and a couple cracks at a couple three-pointers.
Williams, Rice, Ayers, Hutchinson, and Allen in defensively for Murray. No pressure. Xavier Johnson steps up for the 3, rims out. Allen with the rebound.
Yep, like we said, he went to that step-back 3, his go-to move, almost had it, just missed, and a big rebound from Quincy Allen. You wonder who's going to get that rebound with Jarvis out, and he comes swooping in, big 6-foot forward, 6'6", I'm sorry. Big rebound there for the Murray.
Sophomores come up big in this one, using his length on the offensive glass, hitting mid-range jumpers, and gets a clinching defensive rebound at the line to close this one out.
Yeah, arguably the second-best player from Murray today, Quincy Allen, other than Jarvis. Really played well and really provided solid scoring when Alex Williams really couldn't seem to get anything going for the Frogs.
Allen misses the first, hits the second. 12 seconds to go. Episcopal down 6. Xavier Johnson loses it. Rice the other way to Hutchinson. He'll pull it out. And that'll do it. Murray holds on to win 63-57. Episcopal gave it their best shot late in the fourth, but the Frogs able to hold on for the victory.
Yeah, great comeback win for Murray. Not comeback in a sense they were down this game, but they've already lost to this team already this year. Early in the year, you play a team not in your conference twice early. That's tough. And they do a good job coming back and getting the big bounce-back win.
Impressive the fact that they were able to hold on to win even after E.J. Jarvis fouled out. Big-time victory as we take a look at Brandon Green there, one of our colleagues, how do you think Murray was able to hold on even after that storm by Episcopal?
I mean, it comes down to their main man, E.J. Jarvis. I mean, he made every shot for Episcopal hard today. I mean, when you can't get any easy buckets, no easy drives, no putbacks, anything, every shot was contested while he was in the game, and he just did that completely. He just completely shut down the game, took it over defensively, I think, more than offensively.
So Murray holds on to win 63-57 here in the second of our 3 games here at the ISC MAC Challenge. Joseph Nasser, Nick York, stay with us. We'll be back for the third of our 3 games, Potomac School versus the home team Bullets.